March 6th, 2012. My last entry was about the totem. And after I shared that on that journal entry, I was also thinking of the argument that everything could be a totem. And that since everything is, well, that's what I was stating in the previous journal entry, is that you can see how politics, religion, the social constructs, the systems, our job, everything is a totem. Working our issues out through all this stuff. And my main idea is that we either there's this tremendous ambivalence where there's very strong coexisting feelings on both sides. So we want to make it sacred, but then we defile it. But the argument is that what the hell was I going to say? The totem. Whatever you think, whatever. The argument came to my mind that I see everything as a totem because this idea of the totem is really important to me, and so. In my view, I am overvaluing politics and what people do in their jobs and religions and all these things by calling them a totem because I'm experiencing this idea of a totem. However, I had talked to a friend about this idea the other night. And the term ambivalence came to my mind. Why did ambivalence come up? I don't know why ambivalence came up, but I was drawn to pull this off the shelf, the Portable Young, and I flipped it open to the transcendent function, page 276. Civilized life today demands concentrated, directed, conscious functioning, and this entails the risk of a considerable disassociation from the unconscious. And it hit me. Ambivalence. Strong opposing feelings on one topic. Now, this didn't really hit me until I had my active imagination this morning, and it was centered around ambivalent feelings towards a situation in my life right now where I'm in a very limited financial situation, and I was gifted the use of a vehicle, but with the gas prices and the added expense of the car, this puts me in a terrible hardship. So on one side, it's a great boon, and on the other side, it's a terrible burden. And I've had to curtail my monthly schedule for my own health and welfare and limit the things that treat me well, that do good for me, so that I can sustain this, few bucks of gas a month. Because the gas comes out of my coffee fund, and my coffee fund is there for my social time. My social time comes after my active imagination, and we all understand the importance of social interaction and whatnot. And that's another reason why I started this video blog, doing it more regularly. So I have these ambivalent feelings. Am I doing better? Am I doing worse? And I can see arguments on both sides. Well, of course, I'm not perfect, so there's always going to be some something I still need to work on and how I'm doing poorly. And it takes conscious effort to say, no, I'm doing well, and, affirm myself and affirm my actions. But as I was talking to my friend the other night, the term ambivalence came up in my conversation. And, I just love this guy. His name's Mike. He's back east, and just a brilliant guy. Lived all over the place, moved all over the place, just a go-getter, just going out into the world and doing his thing, learning to do his thing. But this morning's act of imagination was centered around the vehicle. Well, the vehicle was gifted to me by my father. And in the example I gave my friend, I used the parents. Usually we have ambivalent feelings towards our parent. We both love them and hate them. There are aspects that we love. There are aspects that we hate. And we could suggest into ourselves that we don't hate them. Oftentimes it can become what I term a ledger world tally sheet mind, where we're balancing out, making gratitude lists to try to put to rest the other elements that we're not so grateful for or challenged by. However, this sentence, this entails the risk of considerable disassociation from the unconscious. Now, he's talking about conscious and unconscious function. At this point of writing this, he was just trying to fight with the world that there is an unconscious. So he's using the term unconscious, but there are aspects of ourselves that we're very ambivalent about, that we enjoy greatly, but cause us tremendous pain. But what really struck me this morning was our tolerance level for this experience of ambivalence, opposing feelings for one thing, good and bad. And actually, the next few pages, Carl Jung, to about page 183, 283, or 376 to, let me get my eyeballs right. 276 to 283 explains the importance of how we need to have this ambivalence. This ambivalence is very important. And then it came to my mind that, everybody has a different level of being able to endure ambivalent feelings. And everybody deals with their ambivalent feelings differently. And, using the assistance of astrology, my father's a Gemini. There's two people in there. They're usually opposites. And my dad has, I heard a term yesterday, angel in the streets, devil at home. And these two different people of the Gemini archetype have a tremendous amount of ambivalent nature to them. Some even consider them bipolar at a certain level. But it has to do with our ability to endure through this being aware of our ambivalent feelings towards a thing. And then it came to me that these ambivalent feelings, if they overwhelm us, Jung makes very clear that the key is that you go to the unconscious. And the unconscious will send a symbol. And then he explains how to interpret the symbol, and he gives his perspective. But what it is coming to terms with a very complex idea in life.